announcement this Tuesday, not the New York Review of Science Fiction Readings. And this is something, Max, I think you would enjoy if you were able. Have you ever heard of a movie called Kindzadza?
Don't believe so.
No, I guess not. Some people, and I think this is an exaggeration, call it one of the best science fiction films ever made.
Must be Russian.
How did you know? Yes, it is Russian, as a matter of fact, and it's a comedy, which is that rare thing, a Russian comedy, and it comes from the Glasnost era. It is either 1985 or 1986, and it is very Sheckley-esque. I think that it probably takes a cue or two from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which, of course, took a cue or two in the original 1977 radio drama from Bob Sheckley in a few ways. Ways that I thought bordered on plagiarism, and something I discussed with Douglas Adams when he was on this show, first in 1978, not long after the recording that we're about to hear was. But at any rate, I came across this movie first about 3 years ago. It's now out on DVD, but at the time it was not at all. And yeah, how to describe it? A corporate type, an architect, and an artist type, a musician, are on a street corner. A fellow shows up and hysterically demands matches. He needs matches in order to be able to do, and he's crazy. It's obvious that he's crazy, and he says, if you strike this match, be very careful. Don't strike that match. It will take you to another galaxy. Yeah, right. And so one lights a cigarette for the other, and they're in another galaxy, the galaxy of Kindzadza. And they end up on a planet, a desert planet, where the vocabulary consists of one word, and that word is ku. They have many forms of variations on ku. If you bend this knee that way, it means one thing. You bend that one another way, it means another thing. It's a very political comedy, which is a lot of fun for 1986 Glasnost Soviet Union. And it has become a cult favorite among expatriates and satellite countries from the former Soviet bloc, and never properly released in the West. This DVD is out, and it is totally obscure, and I recommend it on 3 levels, actually. 1, it's funny. 2, it's good science fiction, and there's a lot of decent to brilliant Soviet science fiction. At least one person said this is the best Russian science fiction film ever made, but this movie wasn't, striving to be a deep, provocative film, although it has a little bit of that, and that's the 3rd level, the political and social level of looking into the mind and society of Glasnost Soviet Union. So, this is not, like the New York Review of Science Fiction Readings that we hold in the same location where this will be. This is not a free event. By way of full disclosure, this is an event that costs less, actually, than your average. I was going to say the same as an average movie, but it's actually less because movies are so darned expensive. And this being a non-profit, non-commercial radio station, we're not going to tell you the price. I will tell you that it doesn't go into double digits, okay? It's under $10. And you will have fun. It is really an enjoyable movie. We're not showing this in a plan to make loads of money. We are showing this because it'll be neat. and I think you will all enjoy it. This is the beginning of a film series that I am doing with John Ordover, who is the proprietor. Yes, once upon a time he was the editor of all the Star Trek books and pocket books, but now he's the proprietor of this digital art gallery, which, by the way, has a very, very cool exhibit going on right now, Other Worlds, which was curated by Keith DeCandido of artwork from science fiction books of many kinds. And if you ever come to a Nyarsif reading, the ones that I produce there, and those are free, you can see the fabulous imagery, the ability to show different things on the screens around the room. This will be a big video screen, by the way. No, I'm sorry. That's misleading. It's a video projector going onto a large screen. The kind that you used to have in school. It's a gallery. It's not a big place. It seats comfortably about 30 and uncomfortably about 50. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that many people, but I'm trying to get a few of you there, and that's why I'm mentioning this on the radio. Apparently, we're, according to Ordover, we're reaching out also to the Russian community. So we'll probably see a good portion of Brooklyn there. That would be cool. It's actually near where I live nowadays. So the name of the movie, if you want to look it up and get more information, again, is Kindzadza, Kindzadza. In fact, there is a trailer for this on YouTube, and you can... I tweeted, if you have access to Twitter, and you don't actually have to be a member of Twitter, you can just go to twitter.com/Jim Freund, JimFreund, no spaces in there, and take a look at the various tweets that I sent out on Friday. I sent out about 4 or 5, which is a lot for me. One of them has a link to the trailer for the movie. And I'll tell you where it is. I'll tell you where it is later, at the end of the show. I'm not going to pull it all up on the computer and fiddle-faddle the way I usually do. That this Tuesday, not the New York Review of Science Fiction, but rather Jim and John's excellent film series will begin in the same location at the Soho Gallery for Digital Art, which is, he doesn't have all the information on one page, does he? At 138 Sullivan Street. That's between Prince and Houston. We are going to be showing a very bizarre, very wonderful movie called Kindzadza. Kindzadza. And just Google it up and find out more. It's a Russian comedy. It's Soviet-Russian comedy from 1986. So it's glasnost era science fiction a la Douglas Adams and Robert Sheckley. And if you think that the Russians could make a version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, yes, they did. And this is it. It's called Kindzadza. This Tuesday, June 8th at 6:30 p.m., so show up about 6 o'clock. It's a very, very short Russian movie, about 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is, for Russians, a short subject. And it's not free. Admission is not free. I do have to say that, but it's also not very expensive. It's cheaper than another movie. I do have to mention that. For more information, go to the Soho Gallery of Digital Art website, and you can get that address by going to Google. So thank you all for listening.